Shalom. Okay, I'm using my laptop camera because apparently I don't have enough space on my on my phone anymore. I'm kind of sad about that too because anyway, so I'm making this video because I forgot to mention something in the last video. And right now I'm currently in a hotel. I work for hotels, so that's why you always see me in hotel rooms. I get them at a discount. Anyway, so I was getting on the elevator earlier today, and this woman was getting on. Well, she got on in front of me. I got on. I pushed the buttons for both of our floors, and then this gentleman, he got on after us, and he did have a suit on. Apparently, there's something going on in the hotel. I want to say it's something Christian-ish, but anyway, so all three of us on this elevator, and she starts talking to him. She's like, "Are you a pastor?" And he says, That's what I do." And she said, "Oh, I discerned that you were." And and they start this, whole conversation. And my floor comes up, I get off, and they're still having the conversation, and then I go into my room. Well, I was a little saddened by it because she kept saying my discernment, my discernment. But if our discernment only tells us things about people based off of how they look, we're in trouble. That's exactly the reason why the Pharisees, the scribes, the Sadducees, and the lawyers missed Yeshua when he first came, because they were expecting a king that looked the part, but instead he came looking like he was a homeless man. The Son of Man has no place to lay his head. So not only was he homeless, because of that, he probably smelled. He walked everywhere that he went to, so his feet were probably beat up and dusty, black. His clothes were probably tattered and torn. He didn't look like the Son of God, the Son of Yahuah. He did not look the part. So they discerned that he must be a blasphemer, a liar, and a false prophet, which is why he ultimately wound up on the cross. I'm saying that because there were two Christians, possibly three, because I don't know what her beliefs are, but at least two Christians on that elevator with her. But she only recognized one because of their dress, because of their attire. Here's the thing. It doesn't bother me because I purposely stopped. Back before I backslid, I used to always dress to the nines everywhere I went. But since my backslidden state, and now that I'm in the process of restoration, I'm relatable. I dress the way I dress. Now, I try not to have my boobs hanging out, and I still try to cover up, but I'm just dressed in my regular clothes. And the fact that from that, you only see this person, you only equate a Christian to the fact that they're dressed nice, we got to reteach people what Christians are. And it's sad. It's sad that is the discernment. And I keep putting my air quotes up because that's not really discernment. Discernment tells you about the spirit of a thing, a person, place, or thing. The fact that Yeshua HaMashiach came in the appearance of a homeless man, even though he is a king, he is the king. The fact that he came that way, that separated those who truly wanted Yahuah from those who just pretended to want Yahuah. That's why he called the Sadducees, the Pharisees, the scribes, and the lawyers hypocrites, actors. They didn't really want God. They just wanted to be respected, and they wanted to be favored by man. But the ones who could recognize him, even though he didn't look the part, they were the ones being healed and set free from the enemy. They were the ones that had true discernment because they knew. As a matter of fact, when Elisha went to the Shunammite woman, she said, "I perceive you to be a prophet." Or she might have said man of God, but still, she perceived it. That means she discerned it. When Yeshua was talking to the woman at the well, she said, I can see that you're a prophet. She discerned the fact that he had a spiritual gift. He didn't look like no man of God. I mean, son of God, but he didn't look godly. I'm doing the air quotes because we think that godliness has a look to it, and it does not. So that was actually supposed to be in the other video, but I saw the time while I was making the video, and I was afraid that the time was going to run out before I had a chance to finish it like it did in the video previously. That's the reason why that video just kind of ends abruptly, but I had already said most of everything I needed to, so I didn't feel like going back and making another video. So, but for this one, Ruach HaKodesh was telling me that I really needed to take time to pull this out because it was very important. He wanted someone to hear it. Whoever you are that needed to hear it, I pray that you listen to it and that you let it resonate. You go to him, you talk to him, you pray about it. Don't just take my word for it. I'm flesh and blood just like you. I'm not perfect, but talk to God, talk to Yah, talk to Abba, talk to Elohim. Whatever you call him, talk to him, okay? Because baby, how many of us have fallen victim to wolves in sheep's clothing because we were following after someone who looked the part, but they weren't the part. That's the reason why wolves put on sheep's clothing, because they know that we're looking for appearance. So what if it's still acting like a wolf? It looks like a sheep, so it must be, right? No. 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 You shall know a tree by its fruit. That means you discern the tree not by how it looks, but by how it's producing, how it's acting. Yeah, you can see that it's producing apple trees, but I don't know. Maybe that was a bad analogy. But still, he did say you'll know a tree by its fruit. And the fruit that he was talking about was actually the fruit of the flesh versus the fruit of the spirit. So if they're producing the fruit of the flesh, it doesn't matter if they look like a child of Yah. You already know which type of tree they are. Ba 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 ba. So let your discernment be true discernment, and don't miss out on the angels that Yahuah places in your life. That's the other reason why he said that you're supposed to entertain strangers, because in doing so you might entertain angels. Because he even says his angels looking like let's put it this way, they don't always look like angels. Sometimes angel just means messenger of the Lord, messenger. So he might send, matter of fact, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it there. I remember an angel that was sent to me, and I didn't know he was an angel. And I think I might have mentioned this in one of my other, my previous videos, but I was walking early in the morning one day, this was years ago, to the bus stop because I was going to the church that I was a member of at that time. They had 5 a.m. prayer, and me and my best friend were supposed to go, but at the time she had lupus and she was having flares, and when she woke up that morning she wasn't feeling it. So now I'm going to have to walk in the dark up this long street by myself to the bus stop. And I was a little nervous, but I said in my heart, you know what? I'm going to prayer. And as soon as I closed the door behind me and I started walking through the parking lot, I just said, well, at the time I didn't call him Abba. I just said, God, protect me. That's literally all I said, protect me. Not too long after I exited out of the parking lot onto the street and started walking up, all of a sudden this older gentleman just appears next to me. He's walking and he's joyful and bouncy and he's just talking to me. And it surprised me that I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. I was actually comforted by the fact that he was there, because I'm like, okay, not only is it another person, but it's a man. So if somebody tries to attack me, I just felt like this dude did not have any ill will towards me. And he's just talking and I'm talking back, and we're just, he's telling me he's on his way to work and all this other stuff, and I'm telling him I'm on my way to go to the church so I can go pray and yada yada yada. Well, when we get to the main street where the bus runs, he stays on the side of the street that we're already on because he said he has to go to the train station, and that's the bus that goes to the train station. I have to go across the street because the bus that I need to take is going in that direction. So I'm standing there. The bus for going towards the train station comes first, and I'm just sitting there and I'm smiling and I'm singing praise and worship music in my head, and I look and I'm just watching because it's dark out and the bus has lights on, so you can see everybody that from the bus stop that's getting on and seeing them sit down, and I'm just like, and the bus wasn't there long because it was only like 4 people there prior to him getting there. So I'm watching. Then the bus pulls off. And so now I'm looking because I didn't see the guy get on the bus. I'm looking like, where'd he go? I never saw him get on the bus. And when the bus pulled off, he wasn't on the bus stop. And the thing about it is, if I wish I could take a picture of this area so you could see that even if he decided that he wasn't going to get on the bus and he had to go back to his house, I would have seen him walking. I would have seen him someplace in the area. He wasn't there anymore. He never got on the bus, and he wasn't there when the bus pulled away. I prayed, I said, God, protect me. And immediately he sent an angel. And he sent this man in a form that it would comfort me, because some of the ways they describe some of these angels that are in heaven, if he had sent that, I probably would have thought it was an alien invasion and ran back into the house or something. I don't know. They talking about all these wings and eyes and stuff, and things sound scary. He sent an angel in the form that would comfort me. And I am a daddy's girl, so maybe that's why that guy, because he kind of reminded me of my dad and whatnot. So I was comforted by his presence instead of alarmed. And then he was just gone. As fast as he just popped up, he was gone. But what if when he appeared, I had been like, ew, stop talking to me. I would have pushed away my help, looking for something to look a certain type of way. He was sent there to protect me. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. He was sent to protect me, but he didn't look like an angel. He looked like a mechanic. Okay? He looked like an old school cigarette out the corner of your mouth. Roger from What's Happening, hat wearing mechanic. Fred Sanford looking mechanic. That's what he looked like. But he was an angel of the Lord. All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Just stop looking for people to look a certain type of way for you to discern that they're from God. And start discerning that fruit. Okay? All right. Once again, Shabbat Shalom and Shabbat Aleichem. That was Shabbat Shalom and Shabbat Aleichem. Anyway, bye guys.